G'day, it's Joel Rasmussen for Southern Cross Combat, and ahead of his fight at Eternal 89, I'm talking to Mr. Aldin Bates. Aldin, thank you very much for the time. How are you today?
I'm very good, Joel. Thank you very much, mate, for putting this together. Like I just said, that apologize about delays. There's been a few. It's been busy. It's been a busy couple of weeks. It's good. Yeah, I'm very good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm well. I'm well. It's much better weather than it has been throughout the week. As you mentioned there, it's a busy time for yourself. You're a very busy man. How do you balance it all? Fighting for your second title, new fatherhood. You're a business owner. How is it?
Full on. It's full on. It's. I was just having a conversation about with my good friend Ahmed this morning. It's good problems to have, Joel. I'm up every day, 4 a.m. I'm up late at night on my computer working, doing admin work. I train every morning, strength conditioning, at least 5 days a week, strength and conditioning in the mornings, 5 a.m. I train most evenings, doing conditioning, MMA, and my technical training. 10 hours of work in between there whilst being a father. It's good. My life's good. I've had none of these issues, and I've had no work. I've had no money. I've had no safety in life. I've got a beautiful wife who helps out a lot with all the family stuff. It's just different problems. When I was broke and I had that type of life, that was hard. Getting up at 4 a.m., working 10 hours, running a business, got two boys looking up to you. That's hard. It's a thing I always say with the boys, you choose your hard. You choose what you want to do. I could sit around drinking beers all day. Probably be quite fun, to be honest, doing that. But still gonna be hard. You're still waking up like shit every day. You feel like shit. You look like shit. You choose your hard. That's a big thing in my brain.
We are what it is. It's 2 days out.
Yeah.
Uh, I saw on your Instagram you posted a little bit ago in a conversation we had. You were talking about how you were working. How far out from a fight do you stop working, and when does all the focus shift onto the fight?
It's been on the fight for a few weeks now, so I'm quite lucky to have. I've got guys in my company that they just pick up the reins. They're working their arse off right now. I've been out to see them today on site, just nip in, check they're okay, and I can duck off again. So, like I said, took a long time to get to this point, but I'm at work. I'm still. If one of the boys phone me now, I need to answer the phone and organise what they need, but I'm not on the tools per se, or I'm not out grafting. So it's not a case of you switch. Nothing ever switches. I go home now. I've still got a 5 month old in the house. I've still got a little boy. It's not you're not in a fight camp when you moved away. So it never switches off. It never switches off. It doesn't switch off. It gives me energy knowing that you're working so hard and the business is there, paying for the family's there, training's there. I'm still training every night. Even when I'm not training, I try and be there and help the other boys out as much as I can. So nothing ever switches off for me. It's more business will pull back and I'll concentrate more on the fight. Straight after the fight, I'll pick up business and then everything starts to balance out, pick up the family life. So it's always there. It's just a case of what is getting redlined for the next 2 weeks and then having the right people around me that understand that. They understand business never goes away. What are you going to do? Shut your business down. It doesn't happen. What are you going to do? Tell your kids not to talk to me for 2 weeks while I'm cutting weight. It doesn't happen. So it's just a case of whether it's my wife or the my coaches, they just know when to push, when not to push, when to pull back. You've had 4 hours sleep, five. It's no exaggeration. I'm good at sleeping very little. So sometimes I've trained it shredded at 5 on 3 hours sleep, like for days, and I get it done. And it's the case. I'm not saying that's a good thing to be doing, but it's a tough mindset where I know I can train hard at 3 hours sleep and go to work and do all the rest. Not every day, but I know I can do it. So it's always everything's always there. You're always in the fire. I don't want to change that. I don't want to be in the fire ever.
Talking about Team Shredded, you post about them a lot. You're there very early in the morning. Is that a new thing that you've added? How long have you been going there? Because I feel like you've attributed a lot of your success recently to them.
Absolutely, yeah. So Team Shredded, Kelly, all the team there. I do. I have one-on-ones with the owner, the main coach, who's one of the best in Australia, if not the world, who puts a lot of time into me, and yeah, it changed my fighting. It's changed everything in my life because it's such a calculated. Everything is data and all measurements and we're collecting data. We're working hard. We know how hard to push. We know when to pull back. And your body fat, my weight cuts, my strength. It's all on paper. It's all, even if you're having a really shit day, a bad day, and you feel like shit, I can pull back and see the data that I've built over the last couple of years and go, okay, now you're actually better than you think. You're just being a bit of a pussy in your brain. Get on with it. So it's made massive. I've advanced so much in my strength conditioning, and even to the point, obviously, getting a little bit older in age now. I'm 37, so your body's changing, but I'm pushing it harder than I ever have. So I feel fitter and stronger than I did when I was 25, purely from the just different type of training we're doing. It's shredded and it walls down. So yeah, and I've always trained. It's not as if I've just started training strength and conditioning. I've been in the gym for over 15 years, crunching weights, doing cardio. I've been on every machine. I've always trained. I'm getting off the sofa and then all of a sudden in the gym every day at 5 a.m. I've trained my whole life. So this is just, you train, but then you hit an advanced level where the training is just so much more scientific and yeah, it's just higher level. The higher levels you go, you need higher level people around you. So that's where we're at.
The last time you and I spoke in person was on the night you were meant to be fighting in Perth. Teammate
Yeah.
was Frank Jankowski, captured gold.
Yep.
And we talked about how you were feeling there, not getting to be a chance on that show. What happened with that situation? Do you know what happened with Lachlan Stitt?
I still don't know. I don't know. Obviously, no. If I was him, if I was lucky, if I was in that position, I would, not that you have to, but I would let everybody know what's going on, what injury it is, and why it's taking so long. Because I just get people saying he's scared to fight you, and we've been put together to fight once, and he's pulled out. And then he said he was ready, and then I said I'll fight you. He's looking for a fight. Okay, I'll fight you. I'm still here, and now he's injured again. And then, no doubt, January he's not going to be ready to fight again. So I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with him. To be honest, I think it's probably a little bit too early. The responsibility's been given on a 4-1. He's beaten people. He won a title off someone that's on the back of a loss. To me, you're not a champion doing that. But who knows? He's skillful and he's got it in him. But I'm not sure what the injury is. If it's a bit of yeah, he needs a bit of a tampon putting in. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Hopefully, he does come back. He's a good lad to have in Australia. He will be a great champion at some time. But right now, and that sounds like you being arsey or being sharp. Just I don't know what's wrong with him. We've been matched to fight twice. At least say what's wrong. You've interviewed him? People have interviewed him. Has he said what's wrong with him and why he's not fighting?
No, sir. I haven't spoken to him since before he was the champion, but I heard
Oh
it was
well,
something to do with his shoulder, but I don't know if that's correct.
yeah, I heard net. I heard back bulging disc. I fucking wake up every day with multiple bulging discs. Like what do you want? I don't know. I don't know, and I don't really care either. That's the other point. I want to fight people that want to fight, and they're the top of the game. Obviously, he's got the belt, so that's the only reason he's relevant to me. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's a good fight. If it comes together, it's a good fight. Yeah, it's a good fight for me. I'm happy to fight him anytime. So, um, to my knowledge, I believe if he doesn't fight on the next Eternal February, then they strip him anyway. So he's going to be forced into a corner. So he should be as well. You can't just hold on like that. Look what's just happened. I've got my belt stripped after 6 months. So yeah, who knows? Well, it wasn't even 6 months, 4 months. You just won a title. The guy that you beat, you knocked out, is in the UFC now, and they've took your title. It is what it is. Like, it's business. Yeah, at the end of the day, you can't take them wins and losses away, but you turn up to fight. That's what we do with fighters. We turn up to the prize fighters. We turn up to fight.
You've mentioned a few things there that I did want to talk to you about. First, we'll talk about the Hex title. You've released a statement talking about it. I broke to you that
Mm.
Rideout that
Yeah,
sorry, excuse me,
yeah.
Kitt was out of his
Campbell.
fight with Rideout. Uh,
Yeah.
did they reach out to you at all about trying to get you in there once that had come out?
Not for that fight particularly. They reached out to me months before that, and it just didn't add up with my schedule with family business. We had stuff going on. I said I can make the next fight, which would have been November, and then I think they pulled the trigger a bit. Don't get me wrong, the Hex guys they're all good, and there was back and forth, but there was just a little bit of a gap in communication where, and they just wanted to get pushed forward with their promotion. Yeah, and then Kit got injured. And the funny thing about it is, they strip you. They're fighting for the bout in November. What if one of these guys gets injured in November? Then the bout just sits there. Then, so I personally think they pulled the trigger a bit fast. But it is what it is. I'm not gonna whinge about it. It is what it is. Whether I fight Kit on Eternal, Hex, One Championship, PFL, UFC, me and Kit will fight again. It's just what promotion. Like, it's just two of the best in the country fighting. Like, I just want to see, and the promoters, if they want to see good fights, it's two good guys that will leave it all on there, that will fight for their life, and there's no back step. There's no fighting for points. It's just two lads that want to fight. Two, yeah, hungry lads that just want to provide for their family around them, and and he knows it's a good fight, and I like watching him fight. To be honest, I don't know him personally, and I don't really care, but just watching him fight it excites me. So I like to see that. Even this guy now, Stephen Costello, is an exciting fighter. John O'Mikalev, exciting fighter. You give me someone that's going to make it boring and fight for points. There's a few there. I've got two. I got a loss with Glenn Pettigrew or Varkey scraped on points. At the end of the day, to me, it's not a loss because I won, but or Varkey at least. But it's a boring fight. I don't want to be in boring fights. Don't give me boring fights. As a promoter, you want good fights. You want bums in seats. You want the business making money. What do you want to see, Joel? You want to see two men wrestle? And I'm not saying it's MMA. I'm not saying wrestling and jiu-jitsu and submissions is not part of it. I'm not fucking stupid. I train wrestling and jiu-jitsu more than I do striking. But it's like it's a fight. I want to fight. I want to put your lights out. I want to fucking take you out. There's no. I'd love to say like, which I do sometimes, to the ref, just step aside until you're needed. To the judges, fucking put your paper away and enjoy the fight. You're not going to be needed. That's how my fighting style is, and that's not me forcing it, trying to be. I just think when I watch fights, who do I want to watch? I want to watch exciting guys that push for the finish. So that's what I like, and that's what I like to do. So completely forgot your question, but yeah.
No, it's fine. It's fascinating to hear your insight on things. Uh,
Mm,
you mentioned about how Lachlan Stitt beat a man who was coming off a loss. You talked about how it questions
yeah,
a championship reign. Uh,
yeah,
as mentioned, Kitt Campbell and Kaleb Rideout are fighting for a belt that you didn't lose, that
yeah,
you won via stopping someone. You take that
yeah,
belt, and then it gets vacated, it gets taken. Uh,
yeah.
either of those two winning, do you view them as a legitimate champion?
Caleb and Kit.
Yes.
You want to? The question is to ask them that really. If you've not beat the champion, are you the champion? And if the champion's still there and current and fighting, if you've not beat him, are you the champion? Forget the bout, forget the champion. If someone's the best in the country and you want to be the best in the country, you're not the best until you beat them. Personally, that's how anything in life is. If you want to be the best, the highest value man, then you've got to beat the best. Like, Kid knows that. I don't know Caleb as much, but I know for a fact Kit will want to fight me. He wins the bout. He'll want to fight. It's simple because they just will. And Caleb's good. Caleb's got good skills. I'm not saying I've been matched to fight Caleb before, and it's one of Stitt's camp as well. Pulled out injured, and I don't know why. But yeah, I just think personally, I wouldn't feel like the champion if I didn't fight Jono and Jono hadn't fought. He won the bout and he defended the bout, and then I took it off him. If I just fought, and it's different fine for a vacant. If it has to be vacant, if one's retired, one's injured forever, and you have to do that. But if the champion's there and he's ready to fight, it's like, don't get me wrong. Obviously, one of them going to win, and they'll be celebrating, which so they should. Either that's a tough fight. It's all tough fights, but you're not the champion unless you beat the champion. So don't be careful who you say that around, because to the real diehards, you're not at all. So the reason they're fighting for that is because of business, because of conflict of interest between promotions and stuff like that, and people not wanting to, not wanting to lose their promotion, their business. They don't want to look like someone's taking from each other. Personally, as the fighters, we just want to fight. I understand the business, but also you just want to fight. Like it's hard to manage it all. I would have liked to have held the both at the same time. It would have been one of the first in Australia to do the both. So the fact I won one 6 months ago, then I win another one 6 months later. In my eyes, you are the best. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't think anyway. Long story short, you're not the champ unless you beat the champ. And then like to go back, like me saying now I'm the champ if I win this interim, is Lachie the champ? Who's the best eternal welterweight in Australia? I don't know. You tell me. I think probably Caleb's got a better resume than Stitt. So I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? The main thing is Eternal, Hex, whoever. They've all got their jobs to do. I've got my job is to fight. It's not so much business on that side of it. But their job is to obviously is the business side. So let's just fight. Let's just get on with it and fight. There's enough. There's enough promotion money. There's enough for everybody. If everyone, I'm not saying have to work together, but to a degree, if you work together more, I think you would achieve more. The amount of business in MMA in Australia is probably the biggest in the world. So what's the point in fighting amongst each other when you can just, yeah, I don't know. I don't own a promotion, so it's different for me, but I can say that I just want to fight. You give me the best guys. You put the best guys in front of me. I'll try and knock them out.
You talked about how this upcoming fight is an interim title. I wanted to ask your thoughts on that. Does that sully it at all? Is it not? Does it not feel like you're fighting for the champion because it's not the main one or whatever?
Yeah. So even that, deep down, I want to win this bout because it's a nice shiny bout to put up in my gym with all the others. But it's more bigger than winning this bout is the fact that it's just a fucking tough guy flying in from Dublin from a well-respected gym who's going to come to fight. He's a scrappy lad who can bang, he can wrestle, he's got a bit of jiu-jitsu. He's an all-round fighter. He's fought on some big world stages with Bellator and over in Tenerife, and he's done some good traveling. I'm not taking this lightly. Whether this is a fight for the bout or not, this is a tough fight. This is a very tough fight. I'm not taking 1 inch away from the actual fight, the actual style of fight this is going to be. It's going to be hard and intense, and it's going to be a banger because Steve bangs to a lot of people, and then he switches stance and he shoots this big power double, and I know that's coming. It's coming. It's obvious he's going to try it. I know for a fact that's his game plan. I know there's no shadow about it, but let's see. Let's see if it works. Let's see. Yeah, all right. You shot a double. See what happens to you. See if you keep doing it. We'll see. Yeah, more than the bout. Tough fight. Very tough fight. International opponent. Well respected gym. Good skillful guy. He'll come to fight. That's the key. You're not flying fucking 22 hours on a flight to win on points. He's coming to put my lights out. He's coming to fucking hurt me. coming to take everything away from me that I've built over 10 years of fighting pro. Like there's so much going into this. You're on the cusp of a big call. The money you can get from these other fights is just gonna make the 10 years just put a bit of a cherry on it and just make it that little bit easier to get up at 4 a.m. to put 2 hours, 3 hours of training every day to just makes it a little bit sweeter. So this is a massive fight for me. Massive fight. Good opponent. Let's see how much he changes his style for this fight. That's the key because I feel like he's just going to turn into a new the Irish wrestler. He's going to turn into. So let's see. Let's see. I've seen a few things on him. I've seen a few of his interviews as of late, and he's talking about the blueprint to how to beat me. Yeah, I've lost a fight by getting wrestled foot by Glenn Pettigrew. You try and do that again. You should have seen the state of Glenn's face after that fight. Just try it. We'll see. We'll see. I'm very confident in my abilities to stand, to wrestle, to wherever it goes. I just want to put. I want to get some hour. I want to get some time in. I want to try and get it to 25 minutes and then flick the switch in the last couple of minutes. Let's. Everyone keeps on saying to me, "You've never been past the third." And Kelly, well, the amount of people that tell me they're going to take me to deep waters. Do you think I'm not fucking in deep waters every day? Like I want to. Please do. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see if you can do. You can be the person to get it to the fifth. Because I'm trying to do that as well, but it just happens that people just keep falling before then. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
I was gonna say people criticize you for never being to the third, but it's because you win fights before then. It's like that's not your
Yeah.
fault.
What can you do? What can you do? We'll tear the first 2 rounds of just wrestling, shall I? So I'll shoot it and we'll wrestle for 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Hopefully then, yeah. But price, like go back to it, prize fighter again, finish fights. I wanna put you to sleep in style. I want to put you away. That's nothing to do with money or ego or I enjoy doing it. I enjoy doing it to people to the point where you were doing it. Sorry, it's fucking think it's falling off.
No worries.
To the point you're doing it that it can happen to you just as easy. You're putting yourself out there, different kind of thing. You're putting yourself out there to finish people and put them away, but that makes you vulnerable as well. So that's why people pay the money to come and watch us. It's because it's an exciting fight. Yeah, the one thing you can say, I don't think I've ever been, or from my point of view, I've always tried my hardest not to be in a boring fight. So that's where I come from.
How did this fight happen? And what were your thoughts when they told
Oh,
you we're gonna get a guy to fly in 22 hours from the other side of the world?
yeah, good question. Ben, and I think they spoke. I think Graham, the Cage Warriors matchmaker, I think had something to do with it. He would have been on their radar over in Europe, and I think they probably struggled to find matchups. To be honest, no one, not many people want to fight someone who's knocking everybody out, who's a little bit older. That yeah, I don't know. There's lots of risk. There's lots of risk to fighting me. So yeah, it's a tough one. Steve just answered the call for him. He's just getting a free holiday. He gets to fight, and then it's win-win for him. So, but I don't take that lightly either. I don't say it's a win-win as if he's not coming to fight. He's. I look at Steve as he's going to be like a caged animal. You've locked him in a corner. You've sent him to the other side of the world. He's going to fight for his fucking life, and so am I. Whether it's in my backyard or not, with fans or whatever, I'm fighting for my life. That's where we're at in the stage of my career. So yeah, I don't know how the fight actually fully come together. It's just the eternal guys working away in the background, and yeah, they come up with it. Ben knows. I speak to Ben quite a lot. We've spoke to each other for years on and off. So he just knows if it's a shit fight, he's just not going to be interested. I think there's a few like not amateur, but lower level pro guys that have he's brushed their names across me, and I can't get out. Like I can't train as hard as I do to fight someone that doesn't deserve it. So I remember being younger and calling out big names, but you don't deserve it. do all your homework, do all your work behind closed doors, and it'll come. Don't just try and jump over people. There's a hierarchy in life for a reason. So when people are at the top, it's taken years to get there. So do your fucking work and you'll get there. So yeah, I think it's just Ben, Cam, just put it together. They just looked around. Fair play. They've gone, yeah, above and beyond, getting an international guy. Solid Jim. He only fought this year. He fought a few months ago. So he's fit, ready to go. Easy fight. He won a title over in Tenerife on some fucking Mickey Mouse promotion. Yeah, it's good. It's a good fight at the end of the day. I'm excited. I'm excited. It's two fucking big, strong guys. Gonna put it all on the line. Gonna put it out there for everybody to see. Win or lose, I will fight till my body cannot fight anymore.
You've mentioned him earlier in this interview. People who know your story know how you won the title in Hex.
Yeah,
You handed Jono McAuliffe his first loss, and not only was it his first professional loss, it was a stoppage loss. You talked about the big show a little bit earlier. Has it been frustrating to see him then go on and get that UFC opportunity when you're the sole man to beat him and you beat him with the stoppage?
yeah, not one bit. Initially, fighters were all ego. Men are egotistical. I think I'm the best. I'm the best at everything. I play my son at chess. I'm fucking the best. I jump off the swing or can jump higher. I'm always the best. So it's just my mentality. The fact that I knocked him out and now he's in the UFC just makes you look better, really. Like, what do I need to do? How many more people do I need to knock out to get the call? What do I need to do? So it actually, a lot of people messaged me as soon as when it all went through with John O, and good luck to him. I'm not bitter one bit. I'm happy. It makes Australia look good. It just makes me look better, doesn't it? You knock someone out and they're at the number one. So really, if you've beat him, it's a bit like Della, say Jack Della. I've beat him, he's beat me, and then when he beat me, like a first round knockout, it was a fucking wicked fight on his behalf. If he had went on and started losing fights after that, it just makes me look shit. The fact that he's murdered everyone at the highest level in the world, it just goes, okay, it took me a while to get over that loss. And it's just kind of like, just admit he's just good. He's just such a good fighter. IQ, just mentality, he's just a good fighter. So John, I think he's a good fighter. I beat him. It's like I'm there with the best in the world. I look at it as so. It's kind of what will align from this, what will come from it. You're pushing for the big show. It's not as if I'm like putting myself out there. We get we have conversations with management quite a lot and stuff like this and options and opportunities. I'm so happy with my life and I just like fighting. Like whether it's Kitt in the fucking car park, whether it's Steve down in the gym, we fight. I get a kick off it. It's a good time to have. I've been up in my life and I've been down. And to win fights, to be able to fight is a win for me. To put myself in the position to fight the best men in the world, it's a fucking win. What more could I ask for, really? I just keep training, keep chipping away. Obviously, age is against you with some of the big shows, but you're gonna force the hand. They're gonna have to go. Shit, this guy is legit, and he can have some good fights, some fun, fan favorite fights. I got fans in the UK, I got fans in Australia, fans in Jamaica. I've got fans all over the place. So, and it's only because they want to see good fights and see someone just driving every day, just grinding. You're fucking grinding. I could show you my daily scheduling, and you're just constantly working. It just gives people like the thought anything's possible. You can do anything you want. What's stopping you? What's stopping you from doing something? I'm 37. All right, cool. I'm the fittest and strongest I've ever been. Hand me your best 20-year-old in the country and I'll fucking knock him out. Like, what more do you want? It's like, I don't, yeah. I'm happy. I'm happy to fight. Jono's a tough fighter. Steve Costello's a good fighter. John Varkey's fucking good fighter, one of the best fighters in the country, and it hasn't worked out for him as of late, but he's still one of the best. So what do you want? You just want to fight the best and fucking knock them out, hopefully. That's what you want.
After that second Jack Della fight, I understand COVID happened, but there is a what 3 year gap then, and I
Two and a
understand
half, yeah.
2.5.
Two
Excuse
and a
me.
half, yeah, yeah. No, no, it's fine, it's fine. Two and a half gap, which this gets brought up a lot, and I feel like the only people that know me well know what was going on. So obviously COVID, everyone's going COVID. Fucking COVID's been used for every excuse in the world, hasn't it? COVID, a full knee reconstruction, the back of a loss, moving gyms, having a baby. Like it's not a 2 year off. I was in the gym still every day after my knee reconstruction. I was in the morning every morning, still in the gym, doing what I can do. So I've never been like people talk shit about like, oh, you're gifted or you genetically this and that. I've been in the gym every day for like most of my life. It's just what I've done. It's so after that Jack fight, I could reel off so many excuses and reasons, in which I suppose I just did. But that's you fought the best in the country in the world, and you were far from your best. If I was in my absolute peak, 4 wins, then fight Jack, the exact same outcome could have happened. It's just the fact of with all the shit that happened before then, it's hard for me to take because only I know that what I'm capable of, and that wasn't as good as what I could have showed that night. And fucking Texas, absolute phenom. He's a beast. I could have been the absolute best of my life, and the exact same outcome could have happened. Who knows? You're never going to know. But the key with that is I won't take a fight if it's not like if you're not at least 60% in it. It's unless you're going to pay me fucking copious amounts of money, then it's different. But you just have to be you have to be in the fight before you're in it. The 3 losses I've got, Kitt Campbell is another loss, another knockout first round. I'd fought 4 weeks before that against the number one in WA. He'd been murdering everybody for years. No one wanted to fight him. I fought him, knocked him out badly, but he smashed me so hard. I was concussed for weeks. I had a fractured hand, fractured shin, a broke roll metal. Like my body was a mess. And I've flown over to Melbourne to fight the best over in Victoria and got finished. But it's like, it's just not the wise thing to do. I look at it now and go, it is what it is. You roll the dice. I've lived my whole life by rolling the dice. It's a gamble. Life's a gamble. Everything's a gamble. So pros and cons. Okay, I win this. In my eyes, I knew it was a gamble at the time with Kit, for example. If I win this, I'll be in the UFC within months. I've just knocked the best in WA out. I knocked the best in Victoria out. How old? Yeah, a lot young. I think 6, 7 years ago, you're there, but it didn't pay off. And yeah,
Oh, you're muted. There we go.
wins or losses, it's a fight. Everything's a fight. You choose your fight, where you want to fight, and how you want to do it. Been lucky to be able to choose. You talk about all like the hard running a business, having kids. I've got 2 beautiful sons. I've got a beautiful wife, a beautiful house, business. Fucking hard. It's fucking stressful and hard, but I chose that. I don't have to do this. I don't have to have this. I could sit back and drink fucking 6 beers every night and chill and put my feet up and watch TV. I've got like I fucking don't ever watch TV. I don't ever have time to do that stuff because I'm trying to like better myself and just trying to do good stuff. Never where I want to be, but always trying. God loves a trier. That's what I remember as a kid. God loves a trier.
Talking about that, and as you said there, like there is enough in your life that you can be like, I'm just gonna chill. To
Mm.
have that time away and to come back and then go on a tear, win a title. How does that like what is that like for you to be like, I can still do this, I can make this run. My story doesn't end in 2020.
Yes. The biggest thing about that, the start of that was is speaking to a very few close people around me. My brother Ahmed, Ross Pearson, my other brother Adam, just having like a chat with really close friends. And it was just kind of, is it possible? They were saying it is. Why would you stop? And I'm just kind of like, oh, I'm a live business kid. Da, 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 da. But like the biggest thing I'd hate to do is look back in years to come and say, I remember being young in a pub when we were younger watching the football in England. and you get some of the old boys come in, and I could have been this, I could have been that, and you kind of like piss off. You're talking shite, but there could be nothing worse than trying, regretting not trying. Like no matter what I've done, I've lost more than I've won by far in my whole life. I've lost way more than I've won, but I tried, so I can look back and go, at least I tried. So it's that's more the win of just trying and putting yourself out there and coming back from them losses, coming back from years out on a loss, surgeries, left, right, center to fight Varkey with fucking Dan Hooker and Israel and everyone, all the boys in his corner. I'm like, fuck, what am I doing here? Like, what is going on? What are you? Who do you think you are? But you proved to yourself you deserve to be there. You've trained for so many years. You can never take that away. I had my first pro fight over 10 years ago in the UK this month. This month, in fact, like you can't take them years away from somebody. Like the amount of experience I've had that will stay with me. And then to walk away on a loss. How can I say to my boys to keep going and stop being a fucking pussy? Get on with it. Pull your shoot. Like get into it. If I did it, so I'm like, I can. If you lose, you lose. If you win, you win. But you're still going to show up the next day. There's no finish. There's no finish line. If I 4 or 5 years from now I finish fighting, I've still won a championship. I've won all these fights. You'll never take that away. You just always you're that person. You know, it scares me to think you're going to turn into a big fat slob eating ice cream, watching TV, and going, I wish I could have done this. Oh, that could have been me on the UFC. You see that dude, that Jono guy, I beat him. See that Della guy, I beat him. You're like, fuck, just do it. Why you can do it, do it. Why would you not? Kitt, I think Kitt's a savage. Della's a savage. Jono's a savage. I've beat two of the three. I think I'll beat all three before whatever. It's like, you can't take that away. You can't. I remember starting training MMA when I was 24, 25, thinking like I've been in a fair few fights growing up and thinking I'm tough and you're a bit of a tough guy. Getting smashed. I got beaten up solid 6 months. Every time I was there, I got beaten the shit out of down at Pure MMA in Wolverhampton in England. And I was just kind of like, wow, this is fully changing my life. It's just taken away that you think you're someone special when you're not. You're just a normal, you're a little tiny fish in a fucking massive world where hierarchy of life. I was fighting with pros in the gym who have been on Bellator and all that kind of stuff, and I'm UFC guys in the gym that I first started at who are still currently UFC fighters, and when they're sparring, they're going hard, and that's what I started with. That was my day one in MMA, and I was like, shit, this is legit. This is like this will humble you so fast, and just then that just goes on everything in life. Then your whole life just gets humbled and you realize there's so much more to it, so much more you have to put in to even be someone that they remember your name. I've trained there for 6 months, didn't even remember my name. They were just like, the fucking black guy that comes in and just tries to swing and gets knocked out most sessions or gets fucking hurt, maybe not knocked out, but you just have to keep going and just, yeah, yeah, it's a tough one. It's just, it's nice to come back from them losses and to be fighting the best and winning. Win or lose, though, it's like if you see how much hard work goes into it, that's the win. That's the gold of the effort and the trying and the I hate like the fucking woke bullshit where like the journey and the all the woke bullshit. But it like without saying the journey, you sound like a wanker. But it's the fucking the journey. It's the bit getting to the fight is the hard bit. It's the bit getting off the canvas and you're knocked down and your bloody legs out and it gets showed on every single UFC in Australia of you getting stiffened and you're like, "Ah, that's the hard to take." But what can be worse than that? What can you have worse than that? It's a fight. It's a fight. We're in a cage as a referee. It's not like where we grew up where people are fighting and people are dying. It's like it's different. This is a sport and it's bettering all the men and women that are involved. It's like it's helping people so much. It's incredible what it can do to you and what it can help you with. So yeah, I
Yeah, well,
advise every young man to learn to fight. You don't have to fight, but learn to fight. If you can't fight, you're fucking pretty useless to me.
I'll now be deleting the what do you make of the journey question off my notepad.
That's not a dig at anybody if you can't fight. You have to be able to. You don't have to be a world champion fighter, but it's nice to be able to take your girlfriend to the cinema and not worry about someone coming up and grabbing her ass or something. You want to be able to go, okay, I can handle my life. I can handle a bit of a situation. We're not all world champions, but you can fucking have a good go at stuff. Why not you? Why not him? Why not her? Who's stopping them from doing anything? So have a go. Try, win or lose, keep going.
We have talked about kind of the reflection, and we will. But we have talked about that, and it's something that I feel is a disservice to you, Aldin. This is just from my perspective.
Yeah.
Uh, I think you're tremendously underrated. I think what you got a record of 9-3, most of those being stoppages. That's an incredible record. And I think maybe people hark on too much about the three and they don't talk about the nine enough. That's just like
Yeah.
legitimately my perspective.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think you're underrated in the scene?
I get that. You know what? I don't like to admit it. I don't like to talk about it because you know the whole thing of like the "Are you okay" day. When you say to somebody, "Are you okay?" When you start thinking of negative shit, like you saying, "Oh, how do you feel about Jono?" It's like wanting me to say, "Yeah, I'm pissed off," and I beat him. Why not me? It's not underrated. You like it's exciting fights. You've got a wicked highlight reel of fights. It's just not aligned up for you as what it has for others. It's maybe underrated, but the three losses, obviously, it's detrimental, isn't it? But when you look at the losses, which no one's gonna, why would you look back on them losses? When me and Jack fought the first time, I had two. My second fight was his first, or my third and his second. That was a hard fight. Me and Della back in the day. Kitt, it's a off the back of a 4 week, 3.5 week no not notice. I knew about the fight, but you banged up. You shouldn't have fought. I should have fought him on a better condition. So it's are you underrated? I don't know. Personally think I can mix with the best in the world. I really do. And it's not me saying I am the best in the world, but I've sparred and I've trained with some of the best in the world. And then you go, shit, they're not that far ahead. Yeah, I remember the first time I seen Michael Bisping at UFC, and I was like, he just looks completely normal. He's a normal bloke. He's like middleweight before he won the championship. But I was like, if he come at me in a different scenario, I would fucking try and take his head off. There's no thought of that. It's kind of like you'd fight these guys, the best guys in the world. Look at Della's about to fight Usman. Some people be like, "Oh, it's a big name. I'm so scared." I messaged Della and said, "It's a brilliant fight. It's a fucking brilliant fight for you. It's a big name to take out. There's a way to beat him, and he's beatable. It's like everyone is beatable. I think I could have some fun fights at one of the big promotions. I really do. If I don't, fucking is what it is. I'm happy. If I do, I'm happy and I've got a bit more money. What's the difference? What do you want? I think I'm fighting the best in the world anyway, like Jono or whatever, or I fought some of the best in the world. I fought like the guys in their peak, the guys not so much in their peak. It's you turn up to fight every time. There's no excuses. Win or lose, I've got no excuse of anything. If I lose, it's on me. It's not my night. If I win, I'll keep winning and dominate. I train to dominate and then see what aligns with you. But underrated's a tough one. It's like, what does it mean to be who's underrating you? Stuff like you can get bad press, bad media. People want people to win, so they promote certain people a bit more. Oh God, I had that kind of curse with Jack because I beat Jack, and then when he beat me, they were pushing him so hard. I was the cannon fodder. Who look at this, look at the highlight reel. If we're honest, and Jack would say the same, that was his best highlight knockout by far, his best win on video, quick highlight reel. So obviously they're going to blast that everywhere. So I'm just known as the guy that got knocked out by fucking like Dallas. So I'm like, but then if you go back and look at the career and go, no, well, he's beaten before, he's beat other good guys. You're there and thereabouts. You put someone in front of me and I'll do my very best to beat them. Underrated, maybe. Yes or no. It doesn't really matter kind of thing. I'm not going to, I hate seeing, if you remember back in the day, there's a few people, Byron Woodley used to fucking whinge about no one gives me respect. No one, I'm underrated. I don't get the money I get and da. Just whinging. I just think to myself, oh, I was a big fan. And then I heard him whinging on Rogan. And I was just like, I'm just can't be asked if you're whinging. Even if you are underrated or you're not being paid, You do something about it. You fucking go down the McGregor track you do something about it. What are you whinging for? If you're underrated or you're not getting paid, look at Kobe. He was about to get dropped and he just completely changed his whole style of fighting and personality. It's on you to change it, underrated or not. If that is the case, then that's on me to knock more people out, to make it more of a highlight reel. If you knock everybody out and then you're not got the number one spot, then it's like, all right, maybe then I'll be pissed off. But there's still guys to beat, there's still guys to finish off. So yeah, it's a tough one. I don't think I'm underrated, and and even if I was, I'm not going to whinge about it. I'm just going to get on and keep working.
How does one tune out the noise of the world? As you said there, like when a highlight of you losing goes viral, how do you have that attitude of like, I really don't care what anyone says?
Like I said, I've got a business, I've got staff, I've got two children, boys rely on me. I've got a wife that relies on me. I've got a lot of different ways. It's not even a case of trying to tune out. I have to tune into everything. So I'm so it sounds. I hate the word everyone's busy. We're all busy. I get it, but some people are legitimately busy where it's tough to take. Obviously, you see it, and the funny bastards of the friends of mine like to send me the videos of it and all the rest of it, which is it is what it is. I think it's funny, but it's not a case. I don't need anything to tune out. I'll spar. I'll go back in the gym. That's how I tune out. That's my therapy. Fighting is my therapy. All the beginning bit, all the cutting weight, all the media. That's a part of it, but it's not the fun bit. The fun bit is getting to fight. You go in there and fight each other under pressure, and when the cage locks and you look someone in the eye and they're going to kill you. How many times in your life as a grown man do you look at someone in the eyes and they're going to try to kill you and everyone's watching and cheering them? The more they hurt you, people cheer them. The more you hurt them, people cheer. So as close to a gladiator as you can get, in my eyes, when it's you smash someone in the mouth, you break their nose, and everyone cheers. It's like it's a special feeling that you don't get from very much in life. So I don't need to tune out. It's more just do my life, I'm a dad, number one, a fighter, husband, business owner. Try to be there for the boys and the family where I can. What more can you do, really? Fucking, you try your best. Try your best. That's all you can do. Hopefully it works out. Hopefully it doesn't. This could happen again. It could happen. If people don't think you can be knocked out, then you're mad. Like we had Dominic Cruz in our gym recently, and he was like, he was talking about not in internal voice saying they should always like give yourself a bit of like ease. Don't beat yourself up. Don't call yourself a piece of shit and all that. And in a room full of people in a seminar, for like 50 people on the mat, I was like, I call bullshit. Like, I don't believe you, Dom. I don't believe what you're saying. I said, I give myself shit every day of my life. And I'm not saying I call myself a piece of shit, but I fail a lot more than I win. And I have to remind myself that I'm failing. You can do better, you fucking loser. Come on. And then he's like, no, it's the wrong way to go about it. But then I counted that with, yeah, but you've won two world titles. You've trained for 15, 18 years. How many years until you flipped over to start loving yourself, say? And he's like, oh, it's in the last couple of years. I'm like, well, there you go. You've won two world titles and you've been the best in the world for 10 years, hating yourself, not hating yourself, but just making yourself better. So I would do the same. I'll maybe if I've won two world titles, I can start giving myself a bit of prop myself up a bit and say you're good. But until then, you're a trier. You're just going to try to do the best you can do. So, yeah, you just have to, the inner voice, the internal voice is like, get up and shut up, get up and get on with it. Fucking fight. Life's a fight. Everything's a fight. You don't need to dribble on and fucking tell me your life story and why yours is worse than his or his is worse than theirs. All right. Well, what are you going to do about it? Let's win. Let's try to win.
How many, you mentioned it earlier, how many years did you said it's been since your first fight?
12 years. October 2012 it's called Pure MMA, the gym. And I can't remember what the promotion was called now. It's on YouTube. If you look at it, it came up on my Facebook reminders. I've got some grainy Samsung D500 people videoing it. You talk about gladiators and people screaming. Look it up on YouTube. My first fight, 2012 October. Like it's on someone's phone, and you're hearing people, my friends and family, shouting to bite his nose off. Fucking bite his nose off in the middle of a cage fight, and I'm like, and you can hear it as loud, and I'm like, that's where I come from. That's where that's my family shouting that and friends like fucking kill him and bite his face. I'm like, fucking, I sit and hear it now. I think, bloody hell, it's come a long way. But long time ago, I came out here not long after that fight with two broken hands and was traveling and yeah, next minute I'm here ever since fighting again. So yeah, a long time ago. Don't get me wrong, there's been gaps in that, big gaps from living in a hostel in Sydney, in Bondi for however long with boys. Is you're not training, you're not fighting, but it's made me who I am today.
You might be
So
fighting, but you're not training.
wow, we got kicked out of a fair few hostels, and there's a few people getting knocked out here and there, which is yeah, it's a different story. But yeah, it's life, it's yeah, life experiences. I can happily say I've never hurt anybody that they won't come back from. It's a mistake. Young men making mistakes. I've seen people hurt people and they've ended lives and really dark stuff. I've seen people get into fights when they shouldn't, and it is what it is. But touch wood, we keep going.
For it to be 12 years since your first fight this month, and 4 years this month to the last time you fought for this title.
Oh, is it 4 years? Okay.
It's 4 years this month.
Oh, is it
Is
really October?
Yes,
I
I
thought
believe
Jack in October. Wow,
October
okay.
10th, 2020.
Oh, it is as well. Yeah, October 10th. Shit. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, okay, there you go. Very pivotal month. You fucking better knock him out now, hadn't you?
Well, I don't want to use the J word of journey, but what do you make of that? And is this a little bit of
Wow.
redemption?
Well, never. Yeah, of course. I don't try and think too much into journeys and redemption and stuff like that. It's just a fight. I have to just have to take his skills and match him to my skills and where I will be better than him. His switching stance, blast double, his little lean back hooks. There's stuff that I've seen him do that he's going to do. It's hard. Redemption. I don't think too much into it. I can't. So it's 2 days away. I'm fighting in 2 days. I've got a day of like to lose a couple of kilos tomorrow. Um, yeah, it's just a fight. It's a fight. I've sat down, watched tape. I've trained hard. I mean, afterwards, that's when it's kind of like, okay, I can sit back and sit with the team and go, okay, that was good. That wasn't good. What can we improve on? Redemption's a funny word. It's quite proud to say you've been doing something for so long, and there's losses, there's wins, there's more wins than losses. I'm happy with that. Very happy, very content. I can show my boys when they're older, win or lose, you're doing what we set to do. Whatever sport it is, you're going to follow through with it. So I'd like to say that's pretty good following through from 12 years fighting a pro fight, breaking both your hands, getting screamed at to bite someone's nose off. Um, is a funny place to be now. Yeah, it's nostalgic to think about it. It's fun though. It's been a good journey. It's been a good journey. Yeah, it's cool. I'm happy. I'm happy. I love MMA. I love what it represents. I love the people that are around it. It's changed my life for the better. No matter what, my life is just completely different because of MMA and the people that I've met. It's the only people I know is through MMA, and I traveled to the other side of the world. The only people I know is through the gym and work. But it's yeah, that's all my friends are through MMA in some way or another. So it's good people to be around.
This fight is for an interim title, and you kind of mentioned it at the beginning of this interview. But would you be a victory here? Would you be looking to unify in February? Is that the date you would like next?
I will fight as much as I can, as often as much as I can. February is a good time. Obviously, UFC are in Australia. It's all about the Lachlan Stitt, what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing. Like who knows? I personally think I'll be defending this bout against somebody else. I think they're going to drop him until he figures out what he's doing. And good luck to him. But yeah, I'll be ready to fight in February. Yeah, October, February, easily. Mm,
And finally, from me, I thank you so much for the time. The people watching, they can see the shirt you're wearing has three flags on it: Jamaica, UK, and Australia.
yeah,
You're repping all three. I
yeah.
wanted to ask about the UK MMA scene, and I wanted to specifically ask about just your thoughts on Leon Edwards, a man
Oh
who
wow,
is a welterweight who reps both the UK and Jamaica. There is
yeah.
some very clear connections there. What are your thoughts on him?
You know what? I should be closer with Leon than what I probably am. I know people that know him. I know we've crossed paths back in the day of being in the UK. When I was starting off, he was a name up and coming, just a lower level. I had guys in my gym that were set to fight him and stuff like that. So I respect him. He's a hard work, same thing as I like to represent myself. Hard working guy from a tough background. Where he is, it's obviously the UFC they shadow over it a lot, but he's got a different upbringing to most. Having your dad shot dead in the face in a nightclub in London is slightly different to most people. So you can imagine, without talking about that type of life too much, but when you're in that circle of people, that's not an accident. That didn't happen he's running a lot of the business in them areas in Birmingham and stuff, and in Jamaica as well. He ran a lot of stuff in Jamaica. So Leon's been brought up with that, and he would have had how it works over there. The next in line, your heir to the throne, would have just took over the business, and he should have been really what his dad was doing, and probably dead by now as well. If I'm honest, probably shot dead himself. So he chose a completely different path, and he's trained his ass off, and he's got to where he is, and he's an incredible human being. He would be someone I'd say is a little bit underrated, but I bet he wouldn't say that, but he's just a good fighter, good human, around a lot of different type of people. So there's a lot of it's a lot of stuff you like. It's hard not to be involved in that. Like I've had that to a small degree to what he's had. Nothing like what the Burger Bar Boys or the Johnstons. It's kind of like the bikies in Australia, like it's high level gangster stuff, legit gangster stuff, where it's easy to take these phone calls and to go off with these guys, and bam, you're 18, you got a brand new Merc fucking M3 Beamer soft top given to you, and you're doing this, you're doing that. So what he's done a lot harder route than what most probably would have done. So I respect him for everything that he represents, and he's always helping people, and he's always legit fighter, legit guy. So if he'll come back, he's in no rush. He's very calculated in his fighting and his life. If you notice, he's never argued for money. He's not taking last minute fights because he's not he's not doing it for money, because he's got money. When you've got them type of cars when you're 17, if you see what he was driving when he was 17, he's not fighting for money. He's fighting for pride because he likes it and he's good at it. So yeah, Leon Edwards I'm a big fan. Big fan. I hope he comes back very soon. And yeah, I think it's a good division. I think it's welterweight. It's like I think Jack steams Bilal. I think Leon beats Bilal on a better day. I think Leon Della's a good fight. I think there's some good fights out there for him. I'm excited. I would pay my money to see him fight. Same as I would Della, same as I would probably not Bilal, but there's a few guys there I'd be interested in. But yeah,
Uh,
big
for
respect.
for a guy who reps both places that you rep, Jamaica and the UK, for him to
Yeah,
make it as world champion, was that like a big deal to you? Was it like, oh my God, how was it for you when he became world champion?
massive. Not take away the UK, take away the Jamaica. It's massive what he did. But when you know the gym he's at in Birmingham, it's nothing flash. It's nothing special. To be the world champion, people in Birmingham wouldn't even realize the accomplishment that he's done until he's won. And there'd be so many people like, oh, we're all your best friends and your fans now. But he's been working away in the background for years. The gym is just a normal standard fucking gym. Wolves Den, Scrappy's just a normal gym. So being from Jamaica is incredible because it's such a small place. Jamaica and Ireland are very, very linked together because it's such a small place, but so influential in the world because there's been some great humans that have come out of such a small area. And what I put that down to is the strife, the fighting within the country alone. You grow up fighting. King, Kingston, Jamaica, is got the highest murder toll per capita in the world. Not many people know that because it's a beautiful holiday place, and I don't want it to be known for that. But just to understand what you're dealing with, it's a tough place. Jamaica's tough. Birmingham's tough. People are getting shot dead every day in Birmingham, stabbed, shot. Ireland stuff. Ireland, the second biggest deaths per capita is Dublin. Ireland, not many people know that either, but these places, they breed tough people. So I'm not surprised where Leon got to. I'm not surprised where Conor McGregor got to because he's from a shitty little place in Dublin, who's a rough place. And that's no disrespect saying a shitty place. Where I grew up would be looked at as a shitty place. It's just tough. I wouldn't change it for the world. I love where I grew up, but to somebody else, it's when you're seeing the shit that goes on, it's not the best place to live, but it also breeds tough men. So it's necessary. I feel if life's too easy, then you just breed weak men, don't we? We just breed soft men. But yeah, Leon's tough guy. There's a lot of Jamaicans athletes or musicians that are just incredible. Irish people, two of the smallest countries in the world with the most influence on the world. There's a reason for that. It's not by accident because it's so much. It's like a boiling pot of like talent, and to get ahead, you have to do certain things that may be frowned upon to somebody that's living in a beautiful, easy world. But you have to do what you have to do to get ahead. So, yeah, respect to Leon. Jamaica is one of the best countries in the world. It's also one of the best is the best, but then 10 miles the other way is some of the most dangerous. So it's obviously it overlaps each other. Dublin's one of the best holiday places in the world. I love Ireland. I've been to Ireland a few times, family in Ireland, but when you take the wrong turn, you go down the wrong areas, fuck you go missing. Simple as that. So yeah, tough places breed tough people.
And I don't know anyone tougher than yourself. Aldin, I thank you so much for the time. What does between now and fight night look like for yourself?
Just kicking back really. Just I've got about a couple of kilos to lose. I'm nearly 77 kilos right now. It's a day and a half out. And just cruising, a bit of weight management. Yeah, just cruise. Happy to cruise. Speak to the legends like yourself. Try and promote the fight as much as we can. There is still tickets available. Yeah, massive fight, biggest fight for my life. If you watch any of my other fights, I leave everything out there. This is going to be the exact same with an opponent that does the same. So come and get your tickets before they are all gone. You've got another day to get them. So come and support. I've had a great support up to now, which I'm very blessed to have. So come on down if you can make it Saturday night. Come down and see some boys fight. Have a couple of beers. Go home safe. It's a win-win for everybody.
Aldin, I thank you so much for the time. Best of luck in the fight. Safety to your family. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, brother.